still remains, his death, his life, still remain a mystery. But with new studies, will they remain a mystery much longer?
If one body was found in that area, doesn't that make them think that, deduce that there could be other bodies in the area? And is there a possibility that more archaeological research is being done?
Well, hopefully. The big problem with the Iceman is that there haven't been any finds. There have not been any archaeological sites found. There haven't been any bodies found. Nor has there been any pottery found by the body. So it's extremely difficult to assign him to a culture.
So he could have been a person from another area traveling through?
Oh, he most certainly was.
Transit. And in doing that, that's the reason. It was just, if he went back to, let's say, the south, he would have decomposed upon his death or whatever, and then we would have never known about him.
Right, that's right. Standard practice would be inhumation, and he would have been placed into a ditch or dug up into a grave. His body would have deteriorated, and materials found on him we would not find. They would not be placed in a grave site. Perhaps his axe, which copper materials and metals were used as votive offerings, perhaps that would have been found on the body, but his gear would certainly not have been, which is why it's such an amazing find.
Now, you went to the South Tyrol Archaeological Museum. That's the name of the
yes, that's correct.
Facility that he's housed in?
Yes.
When you went there, and I guess there was some sort of a guided tour, did they give you some idea of the research that was done and will be done? Unfortunately,
no. Materials were presented there. It's mainly a go teach yourself as you go along type of material.
Really?
There are no tour guides. You can buy an audio guide, for instance, but basically the material that's presented is only material that has already been found. There's no mention of further studies being done.
Well, tell me about your research. Obviously, it was something, you had a language obstacle to overcome. You had a physical obstacle to get to this place. Tell me what challenges you encountered by your research, and do you feel that there's something more that would you ever revisit this and try to go any further? And to your knowledge, is any more research being done? Is there anyone out there doing research at this present time?
Well, to answer your first question, research in Italy is extremely difficult. The Italian library system is a journey in and of itself. It's completely different. In order to request a book, you cannot simply pick it up. You have to write it out. You have to give that to the librarian. And maybe 15 minutes later, when they're feeling happy enough, after their cigarette break or something, they'll come and give you your book. That's quite interesting. Most of my research was done using a book by Brenda Fowler called The Iceman, a book by Conrad Spindler, who was the chief archaeologist in charge. And his book is
South Tyrol Museum?
Of the study of the Iceman.
Okay.
In addition to that, I read a few books in Italian, which I had to translate from the Italian into the English, particularly Renati Peroni's La Storia d'Italia, which gave me some background on the early Neolithic, or rather the late Neolithic, my apologies. Also, there's still research being done, and there will continue to be research.
Do you know where the research is being done? I mean, do you know who specifically or what institution?
The Innsbruck, the institution of Innsbruck, which has control of the body, is mainly conducting the research. But they also they give samples. There are quite a few samples available of the material. It's extremely well preserved. So basically, that's where the research is being done.
How about your own research? Are you satisfied with the paper that you put together, research document, or would you like to take it to the next step, publish a book on this matter? Well,
there's certainly more information. I simply wrote 30, 40 pages, and there's still more. I could have wrote more. With more information, more conclusions can be made about the Iceman, his life, and his death, which continues to remain a mystery.
Okay. I thank you very much for your insight. The information you've given me has been invaluable.
Thank you for having me.
It's a tremendous topic, and I'd like to, if you ever have any more information you want to share with our viewers, you're always invited back, and I wish you success in the future. Is there anything, just to wrap up, you'd like to summarize your experience and anything that you might want to tell listeners that are interested in ways of getting more information on this topic?
Well, more information can be readily attained through by going to Bolzano, which is where the body is found, in addition to its artifacts. That's in the South Tyrol Museum. There's also a wealth of material available in the German and Italian languages. In terms of finding information in English, there's somewhat of a dearth of information available. There are websites, obviously. But I would say the best few books are Brenda Fowler's book, Conrad Spindler's The Iceman. I'm sorry, Brenda Fowler's book was The Man in the Ice. And then there's also a book by Anna Fleckinger, and it's entitled Ötzi. And basically, it gives you a comprehensive study of the Iceman in a few pages. It's probably one of the best go-to guides. So, happy trails with the further research, and hopefully new information can come out.
Thank you very much, David.
Thank you.